name is Gladiator.
My name is Crixus, and I want to thank you for stepping into the arena. Today, I'm going to do 6 quick tips on how to prepare for a showdown and make yourself as successful as possible. Tip number 1, it's all about speed. When planning for the showdown, speed is the number one thing when assessing your characters and preparing for the showdown. So what you want to do is go to your character screen, and you want to check to see what the speed is of your characters. And the biggest quick tips is you put speed on everything. Not one damage stone, not one defense, not anything else. 100% speed on every single character. When there is no Hero Hamada, when there's no Miguel, speed is not multiplied. It's all about what is already on the characters. So the more turns you get, the more CC you get, the more damage control you can do on your team, on your opponent's team. So make sure you get your lineups when you're starting to set up your teams. For example, Pete, 156 speed. You know that he's going to be near the top, maybe even the fastest character out there. Usually you'll see characters anywhere from 150-ish speed and up. 156 is some of the fastest in the game, and we're going to go in detail about speed in another video. But for as of this, speed is the number one thing that you need to focus on when dealing with Showdown. The second tip is going to be control. Control is probably the second most important thing after speed, and having characters that can control the battlefield with the speed turns is only going to result in more turns. All right? The more turns you have, the faster you're going to win and the less damage that you can take, and it's all about survivability in the showdown. And as you can see, being able to put an effect like blind or slow is absolutely phenomenal. It might not seem that much in a normal PvP, but in the showdown, those small things have a big, big impact. The third tip is going to be synergy. When you have synergy, you're going to be able to get your characters to be way more effective than they would be by themselves. We have speed, we got control, but now we're going to go into synergy. And as you can see, finding that synergy between 1, 2, 3, even sometimes 4 characters can be absolutely devastating when applied to your enemy. Example, Cora with guaranteed crit, she's going to be able to get 3 consecutive kicks, and she's going to delete an opponent. So having someone like Maurice, you're going to be able to get that guaranteed crit onto Cora. Maurice plus Cora equals, you're going to get that one shot, and you're going to go ahead and take control of the battlefield. And if you match up the speeds correctly, you're going to be able to go before your opponent, and then you're automatically going to get into a 4v5. The thing about this showdown, it's about overwhelming control very early. If you're worried about overall damage, that's not, in my opinion, the best way to go about in the showdown. It's about eliminating hard targets very quickly. Example, taking out Moana within turn 1 or 2, and not giving your opponent the ability to produce damage back at you. Tip number 4 is going to be debuffs. In the showdown, it is all about debuffs. What you can do to suppress your opponents. Example, Sally. Sally does phenomenal with her debuffs. She's able to put that entire blind on your entire team. She's able with this Deadly Nightshade. These are insane controlling abilities, and the debuffs, it keeps your opponent from again going. If they do get a turn, for example, her blind is going to be able to give you a 50% chance that their attacks aren't even going to hit. And the 5th tip is going to be buffs. It's about being able to buff up your a team. Example, Merlin, be able to give that guaranteed tactics, get those guaranteed passives to keep going and get those chances to be 100% rather than, let's say, a 30% chance. Example again is Maurice giving the crit to Cora. She does so much. So when you rank all these things together, speed, control, debuffs, buffs, and synergy, you're going to have a well-rounded team. Now, some bonus tips. Some bonus tips that are preparation, testing, and organization. All right? That might seem kind of weird, but what you want to do is you want to find one team that if you have the ability to make one team, make one team. If you have the ability to make two teams, make two solid teams. Now, if you have the ability to make all three teams, you want a team that is going to be able to defeat the best possible team that you can think of with each one of those teams. You never want to go ahead and put all your damage on one team, all your damage on two teams, and then leave your third team not so great. You want to find that balance. You want to introduce that speed, that control, those buffs and debuffs. You layer that perfectly, and you can be able to counter the best possible team that you think you can come up with. You're gonna have a fantastic team. So imagine making a team against Moana and Barley. How do you counteract that? Well, you want to get a team that's faster and be able to control either Barley or Moana and not allow them to get a turn, and you're gonna be able to bypass that entire powerful team. Those are just some of the examples of what you want to do when building these teams. If you only have two teams, it's okay. You're going to get more damage. The more damage you have, the better you're going to have with those two teams. If you only have one team, you can go all in and go straight for that heavy power-hitting team. And that is absolutely fantastic as well. Those are my 6 biggest tips that are going to be essential for you when building your Showdown teams. My name is Crixus, and I want to thank you for stepping into the arena.